Hey everyone, I wanted to make a quick post update before heading into the office this morning. So I think the last that I shared was Wednesday's checkup. They measured his MCA scan, the vein in the brain, and he was at 1.49, so just under anemic. And so my doctor didn't want to wait a whole week to get that next scan. And so we went in on Monday of this week. And Monday morning, his scan was 1.8. So again, that threshold is 1 is normal, 1.5 is anemic. So he was 1.8 on Monday, which is kind of what I was expecting. And so they quickly got everything together. The OR was totally booked on Tuesday. So they decided to just go ahead and do it Monday afternoon. So we had our 4th intrauterine blood transfusion Monday. It was scheduled for 4 p.m. So I was in the clinic. I had a couple of different things, which this is the other thing that happened on Monday. So Monday morning, my appointment was at 8:15. I had a transfer of care appointment because I'm fully transferring my OB care because I'm going to give birth at the hospital downtown. And I'm already there once a week, so I would rather just tack on OB appointments to my existing appointments rather than going to a totally separate clinic. It's a little disappointing because I liked my OB and it's hard to meet a new doctor and everything, but it just is going to work better for the situation that we're in. So I had my transfer of care appointment. So kind of just a regular OB checkup and then just going through my medical history and everything. And then I had my MCA scan where we found out he was at 1.8. So let's back up really quick and go back to the OB appointment, because with all of this going on, you kind of forget that you're also just a regular pregnant person that needs regular pregnant things. And so I had to do my glucose test on Monday morning. And if you have done that, you take this really sugary drink and they take your blood sugar to see how well your body processed that amount of sugar. And I massively failed it. Yay me. So now I have to do the 3-hour glucose test, which I'm so not looking forward to. I had to do the same with Annabelle. I failed the 1 hour and then I passed to the 3-hour. So I'm going to go ahead and do the stupid 3-hour test. I'm really not looking forward to it, but it is what it is. It's just annoying to still deal with the regular pregnancy problems on top of this extreme situation happening with him. But we've got 11 weeks left until the 37-week induction, and we are just going to truck through. My blood work also came back that I was slightly iron deficient anemic, and so they also prescribed me some iron tablets and some calcium tablets that help move the iron throughout your body. So yeah, I'm really feeling ready to be done being pregnant right now. Yeah, so we're just going to keep trucking along, still praying for a healthy baby, and I just can't wait for that moment. So after that regular OB checkup and all of that fun stuff for me, then we went in and checked on him, saw that he's anemic again, and so they were able to quickly schedule everything for 4 p.m. on Monday. And so after all of that time that morning, I went to my parents for maybe 2 hours, and then went back to check in at 2 p.m. for 4 p.m. surgery. It took a little while to get the donor blood same day, which, was a miracle all in and of itself. They're just so on top of it. They're my fetal care coordinator is immediately calling, the manager of the blood bank, seeing if we can get it today. They just were so on it. And so it took a little bit longer. I think I went into the OR at 4:45 p.m., surgery went really well, other than the fact that he continues to be in really hard positions for them to get the needle in, because he lays on top of his cord, which is where the needle needs to go, is into the umbilical cord. So we were in there for a while, just trying to get him in a spot where they could get it in nicely. And so the first thing that they do is draw a little bit and test it. So again, normal red blood count percent is 40%. He was up to 38% from the blood transfusion number 3. He was back down to about 18% Monday afternoon. So it was definitely a good thing that we were there. And so they got him back up to 38% Monday from Monday's transfusion. And then they also, now that he doesn't have any fluid buildup anywhere and he's a little bit bigger, they were able to put some blood reserve in his belly, which kind of just works as like a reservoir, and his body will absorb it at about 10% a day. So that helps. We got him up to that 38%. And then as as the donor blood cells die off and as he grows and needs more, he also has this amount in his belly that kind of absorbs over time. And the reason that they do that is that it helps you go longer between the next blood transfusion. You know, every single one of these procedures comes with its own set of risks. And so you don't want to have like too many of these. And so that just helps go longer. So we're thinking we can go at least 2 weeks before the next one. But the trickiest part in all of this is that everything really depends on that MCA scan, on how well the blood is circulating and staying in his system. So that's why we go in every single week to check that. And so when we go in next Wednesday, he could be anemic again, and then we would have to go in again. So it really just depends on that. Hopefully he'll be fine though, and we can go 2 weeks. That would be great. Or 2.5 weeks would be even better. I'm hoping that now that he was able to put some in the belly and absorb over time, that gives us a really good shot at being at least 2 weeks, if not 2.5 weeks before the next one. I think my doctor said we'll probably have at least 3 more of these and hopefully no more than that, which would put us at 7 total intrauterine blood transfusions, which I'm gathering is like pretty extensive. I mean, he was a pretty extreme case when we came in. So then I had my checkup Tuesday morning. Oh, sorry, let's go back to Monday really quick. So Monday, after they were able to get him to 38 and put the blood in his stomach, then they monitor him for a couple of hours afterwards. So I go to the, recovery area, and they have the stuff hooked up, and they're checking me for contractions, making sure nothing's going crazy there, and they're checking his heart rate. And then a little bit when he was like waking up from his medication, because they sort of like paralyze him a little bit so that he doesn't move when they're getting the needle in. And when he was kind of waking up, his heart rate did something really weird for 11 minutes. And so because of that, they wanted to just make sure he was good. So they monitor us for another like 3 hours, which I'm grateful for. They want to make sure that he is fine, especially because he's viable at this point. If he wasn't fine, they would go do the C-section. And so the tricky part with that is because he had those 11 minutes of being weird, they didn't want me to eat just in case. So I hadn't eaten since Sunday night, and now it's Monday. I think I finally got to eat at 7:30 p.m. And so it had been like almost a full 24 hours. So I was just like starving. I was tired. But obviously grateful that they're doing what they need to do to make sure he's fine. And then we stayed there until 9 just to continue monitoring him and make sure nothing changed. And they were kind of going back and forth between like, if his heart rate does something weird again, then they were just going to keep me overnight to make sure. And then if it was good for the rest of that time, then I could go home, and he was fine. So I think he was just a little weird when he was waking up, and then everything was fine the rest of the time. So we left at 9 p.m. I was with my mom, and then I finally got to go home. So then we make it to Tuesday's follow-up, where they just check on him, make sure he's doing good again, and they check his MCA scans. His MCA scan was back down to 1.2, so in the normal range, which is to be expected since he just had the blood transfusion. So that was looking great, and he was looking really good. Heart function is still looking good. So overall, we're doing really well. I am, like I said, just sort of feeling done with pregnancy this week. So ready to just continue and then hold this sweet boy in December. And I just can't wait for that. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll update you guys when we have another update. Have a great day. Bye.